The Shanghai Dragons are poised to be the true underdog story of the Overwatch League. Teams like Florida Mayhem and Dallas Fuel are both trending upwards despite similar bad starts. Florida is able to start winning series now, while Dallas was able to take New York XL to Game 5, even while looking like a bad team overall. Meanwhile, Shanghai remains 0-20 in the season with only 8 map wins and a map differential of -65. For reference, the next best is Florida Mayhem with 4 match wins and a -34 map differential. Despite this, Shanghai's recent pickups give them the opportunity to bounce back strong in the league and become a real competitor. The purpose of this video isn't to trash the Dragons, but to look at each of these new players, their history, hero pools, and see how they can possibly help the team bounce back. First up is Otto, a former team MVP Space. He spent most of Apex Season 4 benched, but had a breakout performance at APAC Premier in 2017. This is probably where he gained the attention of Shanghai's management staff, since the tournament was located in Shanghai and was the most recent tournament prior to Overwatch League. Despite a perfect group stage run, MVP lost in the first round of bracket play to another Apex team Runaway. Otto is mostly known as a Genji specialist, but can flex to Tracer with variable success. This synergizes well with Dia, who prefers or can play backline hit scan heroes very well. One of the biggest problems with Dia and Undead as a DPS duo was that their heroes overlapped a lot. Now you can have Otto playing the Genji and the Tracer as a flanker, while Dia could play something like a McCree and Widow very comfortably. In Otto's debut Overwatch League match, we saw the good mechanics and aggressiveness he was known for on MVP Space, but there was times where he would die out of position. We can assume this is from lack of communication mostly, seeing as the team was still forming and it was even his first week in the States. Overall, the better DPS synergy and new tank line that we will talk about shortly should help Otto succeed. Next up is Fearless from former team Element Mystic. Element Mystic won Apex Challengers Season 5 and Surge 2017 Minor, but never played in the actual Apex League. Their most recent tournament was Nexus Cup 2017, where Element Mystic placed 3rd after losing to Kangdu Panthera. As a main tank player, Fearless will be playing Winston, Orisa, and Reinhardt, but can possibly flex to other off tanks if needed. He showed much needed stable tank play in his Overwatch League debut, better than anything Shanghai has ever had, able to keep up with Muma and Gesture, 2 of the best tanks in the league. Mechanics have never been Shanghai's problem. Their DPS core of Dia and Undead was always very strong mechanically, but weak tank play has been an issue. Their tanks will usually die out of position, and Fearless can fix this with a more developed communication. Next up, we have Geguri, first female player in the Overwatch League and a former member of Team Rock's Orcas. Rox played in Apex Season 4, but the team failed to exit groups, finishing 0-3. Geguri has a hero pool of Zarya, D.Va, and Roadhog. As an off-tank player, will likely mostly be playing D.Va, but she became known for her Zarya play after proving that she wasn't hacking back when the game first came out. That being said, she is likely the player going in with the highest amount of pressure from fans due to her being the first female player, and for Shanghai really needing stability in their tank roles. With that in mind, she is a rookie with very little actual professional experience, and that cannot be understated. A lot of these expectations come from her notoriety before actually joining a pro scene, and as such, all these expectations, while they are unfair, it's something she's going to have to deal with. Geguri has already expressed the stress and pressure she's feeling on Twitter and her stream, so how Shanghai's staff helps her deal with that and help her keep her mind in the game could make or break her performance. Overall, though, this is a positive pickup for the team. Finally, we have the only Chinese player picked up by Shanghai, Sky, from former team Miraculous Youngster. Miraculous Youngster was considered the #1 Chinese Overwatch team before the Overwatch League, winning most Chinese minors over the better part of a year, losing only to some of the best Korean teams in tournaments where the Korean teams actually flew over. Sky's support player mainly focuses on Ana and Zenyatta, but what he brings to the team seems to fix one of Shanghai's earliest issues. Back when teams were being announced and Shanghai was getting their players together, they were criticized for not picking up more of Miraculous Youngster because they were considered the number one team in China, but they gave all these more unknown players a chance over those players. So bringing Sky in brings in a lot more of a winning mentality. And on the coaching side, they're also bringing in Rue and Creed, who both also... Creed played on Miraculous Youngster. It was actually the support duo to Sky, and Rue was always the coach. So having them as coaching staff and being able to work with Sky means that the players and the coaching staff have a connection that could lead to success. And Sky will be that bridge from the coaches to the players, especially the Chinese players, since that's where he's going to find the easiest connection, obviously. These 4 new players, along with the new coaching staff, have the opportunity to turn the Dragons into a real threat in the Overwatch League. Although it may be too late for the team to come back in the season, being competitors will give the players confidence to compete going into the next season and increase the overall quality of the league. It will likely take time and hard work, but they are professionals for a reason. Their success depends on how the management team can give the players a platform to grow and succeed. If that success isn't immediate, these young players need to be able to deflect any harsh criticism the internet will absolutely be throwing their way. They need to focus on fixing actual issues within the team. That is the only way they will succeed. At the very least, I believe they can bounce back. My name is Reaper Meister, and thank you guys for watching.